Oh, good morning, and day, well, I guess it's day 2 really of the return to the Pennine Way. It would be day 19, and I didn't quite make it to Bellingham last night, so the place that I thought was actually a bunk barn, called the Barn, is right on the route just before you get into the village. So stopped there last night. Really comfortable night. He's only got the one room, but yeah, great hosts, very comfortable night. So I've got a couple of bits and bobs to get in the village and on the way through, which is useful, and it's probably going to be somewhere near about 16 miles to Byrness. And after this, just 2 days left. And it's not as misty this morning, which is great. Right, onward. Boy, oh boy, that's a slog out of the town. Right up the road, uphill all the way. I'm actually glad I had a little bit of a walk in up there, but there we are at the top. Now hopefully today should be a little easier than yesterday. I don't think there'll be as many stiles, and second half is on forest track, so once I'm in the Kilda forest I should be able to make reasonable time. So well, the sign says Byrness 14 1/4. That away. This is just gorgeous. It really is. We've got one hiker ahead of us. Did see another one down in the village as I went through, heading off in a bit of a random direction, but this is absolutely glorious. Stunning country. I'm not sure it's going to be as good as this for the whole day, but I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. Wow, that is stunning. The mast in the distance there is the mast just above Shitlington Crags. So you can see how far it was from there into town, but that is just a glorious view. And the path right now is lovely, soft and green and dry. I don't think it's going to stay like that. First bit of bog of the day, and we've left the nice grassy path behind, and now onto the rough grazing. It's not too bad though, mostly dry, but it has been a long haul out of Bellingham. Be interested to look at the route profile at the end of the day, but I reckon it's been a good 2-3 miles climbing. Really feels like I'm making good progress this morning compared to yesterday, where everything took absolutely ages. It took me about 3 hours to go 4 miles, which was really quite slow. I think my overall average was something like 1.4 miles an hour, which is pretty bad really. Really want to be sort of up near 2 miles an hour. That does include me farting about with the camera and whatnot, but just a bit too slow, especially with a long distance to go. But this is really made for, I won't say easy progress, but good progress. It's certainly a lot easier than it was yesterday. So far, just crossed the first really boggy bit. I'll turn around and let you have a look. You can see all the bog cotton here, but just in that dip it is so wet. And actually, I've got to say that's the first, well no, maybe the second, because there was the bog just before Greenhead. It's been about the worst bit of bog that I can remember actually on the Pennine Way. I'm surprised it's not been boardwalked, but very much the traditional Pennine Way experience, I think. But yeah, thoroughly enjoying this morning. It's been typical. There's a lot of these drains all over the path here. Don't really slow you down much, but it can be tricky just finding a place to cross them. Some of them are quite wide and pretty deep. Again, I wouldn't call this beautiful, it's bleak. It's an incredible landscape, it really is. just crossed another fine bit of bog there, and it's bleak up here. All just walking through heather now. The one thing I'll say is the route's been relatively easy to follow so far today. Been generally well waymarked. Oh, more bog. Blimey neck. Right. I'm not going to film. A dark forest ahead of us. Be heading into that and trudging along forest tracks for the rest of the day. But still maybe got a mile and a half, 2 miles before we hit it. Things have got a bit rough for us actually. This is really awkward, walking through the heather. Saps the stamina out of you a fair bit, but I'd say I've maybe done 7 or 8 miles, so hopefully back of it's broken. I think if this was wet, this would be hellish. It's not bad just at the moment, but yeah, I am starting to toil. If the rain and the mist were down, this would just be miserable. Be a case of plodding on and get to Byrness just as quickly as you can. I think initially I'll be glad to get on the forest track. I'll probably start moaning about it once I'm on it, but yeah, now, this is quite hard underfoot, a lot of rocks, and this is the sort that stick up through the sole of your boots. Ow, like that one. This is, without a doubt, the worst hill on the Pennine Way. Oh my giddy aunt. Stony, boggy, on top of a dry stone wall. right next to the fence. Steep, horrible, and getting steeper. Oh boy. Whose idea was this? That hill was pure, unadulterated evil. And just to top it off, the evil masterminds stuck a stile right at the top of it. Oh boy. That nearly broke me. Let's just turn around and have a look. I'm hoping there'll be a better view from the top of this hill. But yeah. Good news is I think that's the last climb until I leave Byrness tomorrow. Oh, I suppose I could say now that the end is almost in sight over the top of these hills. It's going to take me 2 days to get across them though. Biggest worry is just the amount of water. So I've got a 3 litre bladder with me plus my water filter. But I actually don't think that's going to be enough for the 2 days. Even with getting a refill of my filter bottle from the water source up near Chew Green. So I doubt I'll be able to put that straight into my water bladder. So we'll see. I'm hoping Forest View might have a couple of empty plastic bottles that I could take. Right in amongst it now. This little track seems to have been going on forever. I'm just aiming to get to the main forest track where I think there's a finger post there. I'm going to have a rest, but I think it's pretty much going to be like this all the way down into Byrness now. Trees, trees, more trees. Don't you just love commercial forestry? Oh, finally made it off that track and onto this well compacted forest track. Oh, thankfully it's a bit easier underfoot. Not having the foot rolling about on the stones. Oh, so the sign back there just said Bellingham 9 3/4. I don't know how accurate that is. I'll maybe have a look at my walk meter in a minute or so when I find a suitable place to sit down and die for 20 minutes. So I suspect I should have no more than about 4 miles left. Well, no, 5 miles left. I can look at the map as well and see what that says, but last leg into Byrness now. On the flip side, where the trees have been harvested, it gives a great view north. I think I've got about 6 or 7 k's left, around about that, all on forest track, well mostly on forest track. I think there's a little bit by the river once we get down, but you can just see the A68 in the distance. I'm doing some harvesting work over there. But I just had a good long rest there, but getting going is almost an impossibility. It really is. I need an oil change, is what I need. More trees. Still more trees, never ending trees. More trees, and yet more trees. Still, I'm making reasonable progress. Pace is good, but still probably about 3 miles to go, I think. Looks like we're coming into civilization. At least I think there's a toilet facility here just across the other side of the bridge, so I reckon there's maybe still a couple of miles to go, but that should be us done more or less for the day. Oh, but I'll be glad to finish. This is going to be as shaky as heck, I would expect. Let me just stop and pan round. Unfortunately the GoPro, the battery died. I'm so close to the end that I just don't want to spend the time changing the battery. It'll take me about 10 minutes to change the battery, and I'm nearly there, so I'll use this instead. I'll give you an idea what it's like. Unfortunately it's not got the stabilisation. This last little bit along the river has been absolutely gorgeous, I'll give it that. Maybe still got about 1 kilometre to go. But we're just about there for the day. And I am very glad of that fact.